What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Miko C. I want to talk to you guys about the geckos, my experience with my leopard geckos. I had leopard geckos, and I had two lizards. So the first mistake I made when I got the gecko, me and my friend went it was back in 2015. We went to a pet store and look at some animals and stuff, some lizards and stuff. And so I was looking around. We went to one pet store. It didn't really have what I was looking for. It didn't really have much. Went to the second one. So all right, let's go on this one. And then we went up there. We looked at it. And I looked around and stuff. I seen I said, what are these? He's like, these are leopard geckos. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. So the store was closing. So let me just get this. I ended up getting it. Bad mistake. First mistake I made was I didn't get the cage. I didn't get to buy the cage, and then I asked the question. The dude didn't give me. I was asking him questions. He didn't tell me anything about the leopard geckos, or he didn't say anything, right? So I'm in there. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, okay, why is this skinny? So I went to go buy it. So I ended up buying it. We rushed all the way home, and then he took me to PetSmart. I got a cage over there. Second mistake. I should have got the cage first. I should have waited. Should have got the cage first. Got the setup first, and then got the the gecko, right? So I didn't do that. Then I got all the setup and everything, and then I was like, why is it so skinny? So I got the food, I was feeding her, and then giving her calcium. I was doing all this stuff, and I got like this stuff for like if the animal was sick. I was feeding her, she wasn't gaining any weight, so I didn't know. And then so I was like, what's going on here? Then I kept on looking online, make sure I had everything, and I needed a UV light. Okay, so I got one of those, but the thing I noticed that her tail was skinny. She wasn't getting fat. Like the tail was like, and then so I was like, okay. So I had her. Now let me get another one. So I ended up getting another one, just in case that something was to happen to that one. So I got another one. I got a cream one. You guys gonna see in the thumbnail and stuff like that, the geckos and all that stuff. But yeah, so I got another one. This one tail was fat, and then I had her. And they were doing just fine, and then the other one, so 6 months later, the other one died, and then I turned her over. You can see the stomach; it was black, like her stomach was black. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Why is her stomach black?" It was weird because it wasn't like that before. The other one didn't have no, it wasn't all black. So I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then so that one ended up dying. So then I ended up getting two more. I got two more babies, and then then the lady was telling me, so yeah, they tend to have parasites when doing outside breeding. If you have leopard geckos from outside and then you breed them with the ones that inside the pet store, during inbreeding, like they get parasites. Basically, they get parasites and then they end up getting sick. So that's what happened. Then the other two ones, I was feeding them. They wasn't gaining any weight. The tails wasn't getting big. I said, what's going on? So that's when I didn't know. That's when I didn't know everything about the geckos and stuff like that. Like I said, I should have did my research on them before I got them. Then after the other one died, they started dying on me. So they ended up 6 months later. They ended up dying. So I was like, what the fuck? So I told the lady I had geckos. She's like, yeah, I have we had leopard geckos too, and they end up dying because if they get sick, if they get sick. Or if the tails are not fat, that means they're not healthy. Because the tails, they have calcium. The tails has fat. And if the tails are fat, that's where all the fat is stored in their tails. I didn't know that. So now fuck this shit. And then they end up dying. So I cleaned up the cage. So I waited a long time. So I was like, let me try. I was online. I was actually watching YouTube. I was like, oh shit, these are lizards. I was like, these are cool. I was watching people feeding them lizards and stuff. And I was like, I want to get a lizard. So I went online. There's a whole bunch of websites I went on, and I saw LL Reptiles. I was like, all right, cool. This is pretty cool. They're pretty dope. They have all that kind of stuff, right? So I was online for a long time. Remember, I was doing my research. This time, I did my research. Then I ended up getting a step runner. It's a mini tegu. You're gonna see in the thumbnail too. I ended up getting her. I got a nice. I put her in there. I'm like, all right, let me get. I bought another cage because they like to dig. So I got some sand, white sand. It was clean. It was a good setup. She liked to dig and stuff, Then months later, we had her for a long time, and then one day I guess I had them, we was taking her out, playing with her and stuff. My sister took her out when I used to work up at Northfield. And one day my mom had called me and said, hey, Chelina got out. Tasha my sister was asleep, and I guess she must have took off. She was running around. She took off, so we couldn't find her around the house. So then I was like, all right, well, let me get another. Let's go. I went back online to LF Reptiles, and we was looking around. We saw bearded dragon. We saw these other lizards that were smaller than bearded dragons, but they needed too much care. So I didn't want to get that. So I ended up getting the step under. I ended up getting the bearded dragon. So I got the bearded dragon, got Sky, and then but we found the other lizard. She was in the house somewhere. My mom found her. So I'm like, okay, where'd you find her? Hey, because we had like a rock and we had this little like a brick, right? Because the door wasn't, for some reason, the door wasn't like closing. It wasn't staying open. So we had that. She was inside there. Mom found her in there, and then I was like, all right, cool. So then I ended up getting. I forgot that I had ordered. Then I got Sky. She came in, got her. So I put her in the smaller cage because she was small. Well, she wasn't. She was about that big, but. And then I was like, all right, let me switch. I'm gonna take Sky out, put her in the bigger cage, and take the Chelina out, put her in the smaller cage. And then we had the sand and stuff. They were having a good time. They were feeding them. We had a good time. You know, I bought a lot of like stuff for them to hide in. You know, I was just buying a bunch of stuff. And then my big mistake was the sand that she was in. She was doing just fine in. So we got orange type of sand, and the orange sand was like, it was orange. I don't know. I kind of have a bad feeling like maybe we shouldn't do this, but I wasn't thinking at the time. So then I ended up buying the sand, and then we put her in there. And then over like a couple of days later, weeks later, a couple of days later, she ended up dead. She died because that sand made her sick. So I was upset. So we buried her in the backyard. You know, we buried her in the backyard, and then we still had Sky. We had Sky for a long time. We was doing good. I have a lot of videos on Sky. So if you want to watch that video, I got a lot of videos on Sky. And then like 5 years later, like Sky ended up getting sick. He ended up dying. So I ended up burying her on the side of the house. So that's just my experience with my leopard geckos and my 2 lizards that I had. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And make sure the first thing to do with anybody when you guys are buying animals, make sure you guys do your research first. Make sure you're able to take care of them. Make sure they're all healthy. Don't go to crappy pet stores. I have a video on that. I made a video 3 years ago. Go check it out. The Creepy Pet Store. Go check it out. I'm out here, your boy Mickle C. I'm out. Peace.